Thank you. Hey.
Bonjour.
They say bonjour here. Hello, father.
Good day, good day.
Say hello to the camera.
Hello, camera.
This is my dad. Stone, actually. It means stone. And he has the kindest face in the world.
But that's not true. I'm not kind. I'm bad.
Hi, mommy.
Hi.
This is mom, Liz. Welcome to Hanoi.
Thank you.
This vlog is gonna be half English, half Danish because my parents they are with mom. Mom, we have to speak English today. Mor. We speak English today.
Nej, det gider jeg ikke, jo. Det gør jeg kan ikke.
Yes, you can. Have you not learned anything from Obama? It is 1:30 and the food tour starts in 2 hours. So we're just gonna be walking around until it starts. That's my girlfriend and my family.
Jon.
What is it?
Fish.
Not good. Have you been to Vietnam before?
Yes, I have.
And this is your second time in Hanoi?
Yes.
How do you like it here?
Very much. That's why I came back. We came back.
Okay,
So,
okay.
8 or 9 years ago, and much has happened since then.
In a good way.
In a good way, yeah. The charm is that here you have to do by yourself
Yeah.
things to survive.
Every man for himself.
Yes. In 40 years, when they have adapted the European lifestyle, they will all be on social welfare and
So 3 Mongrass, why?
Yes, please.
How are you feeling on camera, Mom?
Er det på nu? Jeg bliver tør. Jamen, jeg gider ikke. Cheers. We are ready to do the food tour. Emily.
Hi Emily, nice to meet you. You're
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so we're going to be on foot but not walking really long distances, and we're going to be heading up to the old quarter.
Yeah.
And so we'll be spending the entire evening up there.
So Mark, he's a food blogger from Melbourne actually. He's been living in Hanoi for 16 years and he is going to show us the best thing of the Hanoi food. So I don't think it's going to be a food tour where we try all sorts of exotic food, but more what's best of the best.
We just got about a 2 or 3 minute walk up here and we're going to have some Vietnamese pho.
the food you see here, are they all fresh?
That's
amazing.
fresher than you'll get back at home.
It is.
Yeah.
But what
Things
about-
like pork, for example,
Yeah.
4 hours is the average time between slaughter and plate.
What about the hygiene here? Because that's one of my main concerns. Like you just see the meat on the like.
Yeah, but you're not eating it off the street.
It's being
You've got to
prepared.
always think about that. It's sometimes just a really rational thought like that that'll turn your mind around. I mean, yeah, I was watching a butcher, a mobile butcher yesterday, and she was walking the streets with a little bit of meat in a basket in the morning, and the woman called her over and she said, I want that piece of meat there. She got her chopping board and her knife and she started chopping it right there on the street. She had some newspaper underneath her chopping board. One piece, when she was chopping, went into the gutter. And there were 3 or 4 women there. Nobody said anything. That was all completely normal. But of course you're not going to eat. What they do is they go home and they rinse it and then they cook it. They open the birds up so you can see the organs. So there's ways in which they judge freshness, do you know what I mean? They don't need an expiry date to tell them about whether meat is fresh. The association with the animal is very important in showing freshness to the consumer. The fact that you can see all the parts of the bird is telling the customer the bird was alive not that long ago.
So this is one of the true little Vietnamese side streets.
What?
I think when you get some of these very charming places, this is something that we sometimes miss out on because we are using TripAdvisor that much. We use TripAdvisor this much. We tend to miss out on some of the very local and authentic experiences.
Faux real.
To me, this doesn't get more Vietnamese. You got the blue plastic chairs, the plastic tables, and then I guess we're gonna have a lot of chili and lime. I'm very excited about this.
You're going to get beef, which is cooked rare underneath the ladle of the hot soup. So that's the feature of the dish. Then you get a handful of herbs and spring onions, and then a couple of ladles of delicious beef broth. And then when you receive it, you're allowed to play with these ingredients on the table. You'll find the broth's got a saltiness to it and a little bit of sweetness, but it needs some souring and some spicing. So in Vietnam, you're trying to get this balance of salty, sweet, sour and spicy.
Are they religious about how you put the chopsticks in
No.
so it's not like in Japan where there are so many rules?
No,
Okay.
they don't care.
Okay.
It's not, the only real etiquette is you eat, especially when the place is really busy, you eat quickly and then you get out.
Are you ready for your first street food experience, Jon?
I am. I only had the noodles and I already love it.
That was the best haul we have had since we got here.
The cheapest place we've been and the best food we've had. We need to open our mind in terms of these places. So where are we going now, Mark?
We're heading up here to this little barbecued quail joint.
Surfshark quail.
So this is the paste that we're going to dip the bird in. So this is called a calamansi. You squeeze that into your salt and pepper, and that's sweet potato chips, which you can dip in there, or you can dip in the chili or in the tomato sauce.
Yes.
And the mint you eat with the jicama. It's like a cross between an apple and a potato.
And then put it on and then eat it?
Yeah.
Here comes the quail.
But you notice the head is there, and that's like what happens in the market. It's saying, I was running around not long ago. You know what I mean? That's the message.
This is a bird. Have a look.
It's a hit.
It's a quail. I am eating a tiny bird. It is good. It's barbecued, so
How is the barbecue sauce?
good.
Got a bit of spice to it.
Yeah.
So where are we going now, Mark?
We're heading up this way. We're going to hit a place where we're going to have a taste of some pork belly.
Oh my God.
That's my favorite. I like how you are getting forced into try things you wouldn't try otherwise. Or
Not if you're with me.
No.
I think we're done with the fine dining here.
yeah, I agree.
Because that's just a waste of money. And it's actually a level of ignorance
It is.
to just pick the good. At least in Vietnam, don't go for the TripAdvisor restaurants because that's not where the good food is
That
at
has
all.
to be the number one lesson for us today.
This is where we're eating now.
Pork belly is actually something that we Danes love. We have it every Christmas. Then we get it into a nice roast of pork belly, and that's what we are trying now.
But without the surface skin
Yeah,
being burned.
and that's
As flesk as we
that's
are.
our
No, that
favorite.
is
Nothing.
that is sometimes on the top, isn't it, Amelia?
Sometimes it is on the top crunchy, but I don't think it is here.
You have a piece of onion and a piece of pork belly at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we take both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
onion and pork belly.
It's the best meat my husband can use.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
With a
it
little
good?
bit of crackling on the top.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you happy, Dad? Oh my God. When you look at the place, it's just so local.
We're going to have a Vietnamese sandwich.
Oh yeah?
You don't have to have a whole one. You can have half a one, but it's a very light bread because it's mostly rice flour mixed with imported wheat flour. So what you get is a little bit of, it's a French influence, yeah? So they put some pate inside. They put a couple of different kinds of sausage, like cold cut kind of thing. Some thinly sliced cucumber, some of these crunchy shallots, a little bit of pork floss. And then on the table you have some chili sauce that you can put through it as well. They don't eat a lot of wheat.
I was a little worried when I heard my son talking about weed.
Finally, we got a Vietnamese sandwich. That's the end of the food tour.
Thank you so much.
No,
Mom.
pleasure. Really nice
It
to
was a
meet
pleasure.
you. Yeah.
Pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Eat more street food, you.
That's a conclusion. Don't be so ignorant, Jon. Don't be ignorant.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Thank you so much.
No. Oh my God, that is so cute.
We are back at the Skyline rooftop bar.
We have a table up here because Hanoi during nighttime is amazing, we were told. Amelia, what was the highlight?
The highlight was probably sitting at the street having the quails. It was quite unique, and you really got that, local touch about it. And you were watching people sitting and drinking beer and eating those small little birds with their hands. I really enjoyed that, and also the guide, he was awesome.
Yeah. Hey Mom, come join us.
Oh, I will. And in a while I'll dance on the table.
What are we drinking, guys?
I think I'll start with a beer to take the dusty feeling of today, and then I'll have a cocktail. I think it should be a Singapore Sling or Slong.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And
Thanks
for a very, very enlightening day.
Det er ikke sådan, du
Cheers.
optager igen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Mom. Thank you for being lovely on the camera. Can you say good night?
Good night and clap.
Do you have to clap? Do you have to clap? No, you have to.
Louder.
You are a lovely mother.
I know.